What about, I mean, the Israeli defenses? What does that look like? Is it the Iron Dome? Could civilians ultimately be at risk if there is an attack inside of Israeli borders?
Sure, there could easily be a real threat to the civilians. The Israeli air and missile defense system is layered. We have Iron Dome, and it is supported by the Arrow ballistic missile, anti-ballistic missile system. They're very sophisticated. They're networked. And as you might imagine, the Israelis have deployed that system, all of them, in a layered manner to defend the northern part of Israel and the principal population centers. It's also important for the Iranians to remember that the American people and the Israeli people are inextricably linked in many different ways, and there are thousands of Americans in Israel. And so an attack on Israel, in many respects, is an attack on the American people. And President Biden has a Second Amendment or an Article 2 responsibility under the Constitution to protect Americans. And that's why he said to Iran today, he gave them both advice and a warning, he said, don't attack Israel, because the likelihood would be great, not just that there would be loss of Israeli life, but loss of American life as well.
Given what you just laid out, that Article 2 responsibility and power, how likely is it that the United States could end up having to defend Israel if this becomes a wider, hotter conflict?
Well, that decision will have to be made by the president. And of course, he'll consult with his military leadership and make sure that the Congress is informed on the matter. We'll be consulting, and we are right now. The CENTCOM commander, Central Command commander, is on the ground in Israel, consulting with the Minister of Defense and the Chief of Staff of the Israeli Defense Forces. So that conversation is ongoing. The forces that we're moving into the region are there to protect American troops, to protect American installations, but many of those forces have the capacity to augment Israeli air and missile defense capabilities as well, and we're positioning some of those in the Eastern Mediterranean to be able to do that. What's the likelihood of the attack? Only the Iranians know. But the fact that we've made it clear in the intelligence, from the intelligence that we have been talking about, the president in particular, should be a very clear message to the Iranians that we know what you're doing, we know you're preparing something, and you should know that we're ready to react if you do, to defend our ally in Israel and to defend our own people and our own installations in the region.